Well, welcome to another Chin-Wag, and boy, it's finally snowed here in Wisconsin. It's the week of Christmas, and temperatures have been warm. Now in Wisconsin, warm is anything 20 degrees or more, and I've actually not worn the winter jacket a whole lot because of the weather here, but thankfully it snowed. I don't think it's going to stick around, but maybe it will for a white Christmas. Okay, so you don't have to open a whole lot of news periodicals and watch the news a whole lot to understand that there was this whole movement going on this last year called Occupy Wall Street. A lot of protests, a lot of recalls, on and on it goes. I'm not going to go into a political talk. Out of that came a whole thing on support your local stores. Now I live in a city of 5,500 people. I know, a booming metropolis of all things pop culture, the mecca of pop culture. Not really. I actually grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and moved up here in 2004, and really enjoy this little city. It's really a great place to live, raise a kids, and have a family. But here, Milwaukee, Madison, your city, wherever, there's oftentimes those signs that around Christmas time and different periodic times throughout the year, it supports your local stores. Now, this got me thinking because as a pastor, I run into this all the time, and I started to think about last night, well, how about support your local church? Now, this is what I understand, that there's a lot of times that people just are fed up with churches. Seems like all they're doing are building programs, or all they're doing is beautifying the building and not sinking a whole lot into ministry. But I would suggest this: find a church. Maybe you're already part of a church. You very well could be part of a church that is either A, doing something to minister to people. Now I'm not talking, Sunday school or these things where all these ministries that are quote unquote preaching to the choir. I'm talking about helping people in the community, truly helping those in the church that are down and out. Maybe because of poor choices, though those are the ones that sometimes need a little extra counseling. But maybe their job dried up. Maybe they had a huge unexpected bill, and now they're on tight times and need food, need financial assistance. Maybe this year, instead of giving to the big box ministries, TBN, all these other ones, stuff like that, the big things, how about giving locally? Me as a pastor of a church, I oftentimes say, why should the government charities, why should the big charities have all the fun when the church could be doing it? We have a lot of people in our church that are into crazy couponing, and I'm one of them. A typical shopping trip for me to the grocery store, I can save 50, 60, even 70% on my shopping bill because of couponing. My opus, if you will, was a time that I went to the local grocery store and had a $49 grocery bill, and I wrote a check out for 16 cents. I felt pretty good about that. But what we did was we didn't have a food pantry up until then, and so I have a couple ladies that are pretty gung-ho about couponing, and so we're giving them money every month to just coupon with for the church and stockpile. So all of a sudden $100 a month turns into $300 a month. These are the things that we ought to consider supporting at your church, at another church, and just say, I appreciate the big box ministries and things like that, but I'm sure there's a lot of pastors that are saying, why, if you're in this church, are you shipping out all your money to these other big ministries when in fact we could start ministries like this if you would only give on a local level? Something to think about. Sometimes churches don't have ministries because people don't get behind them. People don't envision the long road ahead that this could happen. So we send money to the food bank, to the clothing bank, to the local company that or ministry that helps bail people out, instead of saying, hey pastor, how about if I give you the money and we end up starting a ministry and all of a sudden it's starting to be funded like that. Shop local, give local in your local church. Cool things happen. A lot of people benefit from these things. I know there's a dark side that, your money, it could go into salary raises, or it could go into a new roof on the place, or it could go into new video projection. Find out first if that's where it's going to go, because if it is, chances are the church really doesn't need that then. But to start a true ministry that's going to help people, I love that. I get so jazzed by doing ministry that helps people, truly ministry that helps people. You might be surprised how many pastors are going to jump on board with that. So, hey, weigh in your comments, info@thatsnotmygod.com, or post your comments right here, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.